Hi there, welcome to another episode of Director's Critiques. Today we will be discussing the work of director Edgar Wright. Now, if there's one thing I notice in his films, it's the frequent use of editing. The usage of fast-paced editing, the way the camera moves and shifts from one side to the next and one side to the next. It's almost like a joyride in his films. One example is my personal favorite, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, starring Michael Cera. I really like the idea of how he uses all these pop culture references and all this fast-paced editing, like I just said before, and the colors and the effects and all this sound effects as well. I really seem to enjoy the way he uses all these categories and all these themes and all these references all molded up into one beautiful epic film. Another favorite of mine is the Shaun of the Dead film, which I believe is very well done and is a very nice spoof of all those zombie films done, and has an excellent soundtrack and a nice performance by Simon Pegg, which I think he should deserve at least a Golden Globe nomination for some of his performances. Now, that's what he's also known for. He's known for these frequent collaborations with Simon Pegg. Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg are basically Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. That's how closely knit they are in their field. Now, like I said before previously in Scott Pilgrim, it's that he is very much interested in using pop culture references in almost every scene in his film. That's what I truly love. He seems to be nostalgic rather than sell out in pop culture. He loves to be nostalgic on old things. He loves to use music. He loves to use fast-paced editing. He loves to use flamboyance. All of the stuff seems to be very similar to Baz Luhrmann, whom I think he got a lot of inspiration from. I would really like to see him and Baz do something together. It would be the Australian flamboyancy meets the British tremendous... In fact, I'm not even sure how to describe it. It would be epic. It would be a masterpiece. Now, for all you people out there, I think you should really see some of his stuff. You should see all his films. You should see Shaun of the Dead, you should see Hot Fuzz, and you should see Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, as well as the TV series Space, which I clearly have had the right and the obligation to have seen an episode of. Now, I think you should really check him out, because his viewing and your viewing will be worthwhile.